Hey, it's Caroline, career and leadership coach. And today I want to talk about real career destroyers. I would like to say, it's a narcissist boss. So a career destroyer. Now, a lot of the people that I work with have dealt with narcissist bosses over their career. And you can see them in different forms. Or a boss that doesn't respect your boundaries, even though you're clear. And once you just give in once, they take advantage of it time and time again. Somebody who talks a talk but really struggles with taking action, somebody who micromanages you constantly, somebody who blames you, somebody who has mood swings, we all know the characteristics of a true narcissist boss. But more importantly, what I want to talk to you today about is about the implications it has. Because yes, we can actually have a narcissist boss. And most of the time, my clients, they have an excuse. They say, yeah, I just suck it up. I tolerate it because I love the colleagues. I love the projects I'm working with. I really get paid really well. And they just tolerate sticking around and having a narcissist boss, but they don't know the impact this has on their career and the underlying things that you need to know, because it's so important for you if you want to move up and have a different career or move to another company or accelerate your career. You need to be aware of the danger it has to keep on working for a narcissistic boss. And I don't say hey, you have to quit today and throw in the towel. I don't say that, but I want you to be aware of this, because a lot of people are not. And that is about the toll it takes to work for a narcissistic boss, because a true narcissist can really get under your skin, and they get under your skin without you even knowing it. And it has really a bad effect on your mental health, on your self-belief, on your confidence. And people need to be aware of that. So take, for example, if you have a narcissistic boss that jumps all the time all over the place, and you like to be liked, you're the workhorse of the company, you like to impress people, you like to do a good job because you have really good work ethic, you jump around doing left, right, and center in the hope that that narcissist will recognize you at some point, or somebody else will recognize you. Guess what? That never happens. And what's even worse is that you working left, right, and center, doing all these different things and never being really truly focused on one thing, not really thinking about the strategy, on the vision, on your impact, on what you're making, the impact, and connecting that to the bottom line. So your career is because you're not going to create alliances. You're not going to be effective in what you do. And you constantly are going to feel like you're just trying to please somebody else. And the focus is on them, not on you. And that's really where all the difficulties and the challenges start, is you focus on making them look good and on focusing outwards, instead of focusing on yourself, on the contribution you make and impact you're making. And you never can make an impact because they're jumping left, right, and center. So that's one example. Another example could be if they don't respect boundaries, for example. So you are very clear, setting your boundaries. This is what I do. This is when I go home. And you try to keep your boundaries firm and in place. And then you have your boss. Okay, in the beginning, all talks, respect your boundaries. And then it starts. He or she crosses the line one time, and one time gets two times. And they cross the line until the boundaries are blurred. There are no boundaries anymore. You're working crazy hours. And those crazy hours affect your mood and affect your family life. So they are now suffering because of your narcissistic boss. So that's another way of how it impacts you. Another way is, for example, let's say it's a micromanager. Okay, micromanager, and you are proud that you're able to deal with them, to actually really deal with their emotions and their mood swings and so on. But they are a micromanager. And so you have constantly like to justify what you're doing, what task you're managing, and just you try to constantly please them. But it clips your wings. It doesn't allow you the freedom, and you start doubting your own capability. And again, you're not making the impact. So can you see how all these examples are blocking you from rising upwards? And so working from a narcissist can really block your career. So a couple of things that you need to do to make sure that you are conscious of the position you put yourself into is like, first of all, you need to think, okay, what am I getting out of this relationship? Working with good colleagues is not good enough. Working on a good project might be, but what are you learning? What are you gaining from it? Because everything needs to be a balance. If you say like, okay, I'm suck this up and I suck it up working for narcissists, what does a counterbalance look like? What is it that role gives you that's strong enough for you to able to justify all the rest? And as we say, as I just said, the consequences are so much bigger for you to keep on tolerating that. So you want to be able to have a strong reason why you stay in that situation. Otherwise, you need to work on an exit plan. And your exit plan needs to come down, first of all, to knowing what your uniqueness is, what your unique value proposition is, because a lot of people don't know what makes them unique anymore. And they're just like thinking like, okay, my confidence is slipped away. I'm going to just find another role. And it's basically the same shit in a different wrapper. But it's not really going to help them, because they need to rebuild their confidence first, because they need to understand what makes them unique, what makes you you, what makes you authentic, and be proud of what you have achieved in your career. And once you know that, then you're ready to step up. So make sure that if you work for a narcissist boss, that you have an exit strategy, and that exit strategy needs to start with you healing. And that healing process starts with understanding what makes you unique, what's your unique value proposition, what makes you different, and how can you recognize and justify yourself, not justify, how can you really do justice? That's the word. How can you do justice to yourself and the experience that you have, and already the sacrifices that you have made through your career? Because don't forget those. We tend to forget those things, like earlier in your career, you make so many sacrifices. You work crazy hours. You just like are the first one in the office, last one to go. You take on a lot more, and once you reach a certain level, you basically can involve yourself more strategically, because you can make that shift, because you have done the hard yards and you have grown in your capabilities and your skills and experience. And it's just like doing justice to that, really recognizing that, how far you have come. A lot of people don't stop and think and look around and say like, hey, actually, I did a pretty damn good job. And it's that you need to do in order to recognize what you have achieved in your career so far. So anyway, I hope this helped and gave you some kick in the butts to actually like think about the bigger picture. If you have a narcissist of a boss, and that you don't let him or her really dictate your career and how your career is going, because you are in control. You can step into the driver's seat at any time, because it is the worst thing you can do is stay in the passenger seat and just like not knowing where you are going to go, and not knowing when are you going to stop, and when there is going to be a left or right turn. You're just like following along, following with the flow. And that is not how you intentionally create the career that you want. This is not how you do justice to all the sacrifices that you have made, all the studies, all the hours that you have worked, all the commitments, all the birthday parties you have missed in the past, and so on. And you need to start standing in your truth. And your truth is going to be what makes you authentic, because that is going to be magnetic, attractive to others. once you actually step into that leadership position and are able to communicate what sets you apart, what makes you different, then you're going to have people, you're going to find your tribe, you're going to attract those roles that are aligned with you, you're going to get promoted by people that are like-minded, because you're very clear what you're all about. This is how you attract your tribe. This is how you stand out. This is how you accelerate your career, is by stepping into your truth. Now, I hope this inspired you for the rest of the week. And so if we are not connected on LinkedIn yet, connect with me on LinkedIn. I'm all about like connecting and networking with people and to spread my message with more people and help people transform their careers. And if you are ready for the next step, and if you want to take this a step further, then schedule in a breakthrough session with me. It's free. It's going to be a 45-minute session with me where we talk about you. Like, I want to know what your situation is, what your roadblocks are. Everybody is different. It's so fascinating to understand what makes people actually, where people are stuck, where people are struggling. And once we have gotten clear about that, then we can talk about, okay, how we can overcome these roadblocks, what strategy will help you. And at the end, we can discuss potentially what working together would look like. And if that is something that interests you, then we can actually decide to do so. I hope this helps, and I am looking forward to seeing you in the next live. Thank you so much. See ya. Bye.